Miro.com. I'm just going to show you how to sign in. I have already signed up, but I'm just going to show you how to access it. So you would come here and you can put in your work email and then you hit continue. Once you do that, you'll be prompted with a number of questions, for example, you'll be asked like, how did you find out about Miro? Are you going to be using it for personal use or business use? I mean, they're just dead easy questions that you can, get through. And then when you go past that point, it would, in fact, let me see if I can use one of my older emails to
okay.
Let's see if I can use this one. Okay, so okay, so you would then put a password and all that. I'm not going to go through all that because this is really straightforward, dead easy, like anybody can do that. So I'm just going to skip this bit and take us to this bit. So while you're creating it, you'll be prompted to put in like a team name or a project name actually. So if you look here on the left of this board, you can see the top left, Team Blue Sky. So that was what I named my project as. So that's Team Blue Sky there. And just a quick look at the board, you can see that there's an option to invite members, obviously the upgrade, because this, as I said, is a free version. Before we go into this, I just want to kind of talk a bit about Miro. So remember how Moji mentioned different types of whiteboards, and these are all collaborative tools. Miro is one of them. It's a collaborative tool. It's a whiteboard platform, that helps the team in collaborating. So using Miro, you can host workshops, carry out your agile ceremonies. You can engage in strategic planning or mapping. A number of things can be done. It's collaborative in the sense that it brings the whole team together and it gets everyone involved. So it's not a case of people sitting back and just listening. This way you can get everyone involved. I remember last month at work when we're having a capability meeting for the business analysts, right? It was a Miro that we used. So we're thinking of ideas, it was a brainstorming session, really. We're trying to come up with ideas to kind of take the capability forward. So it was a very good platform to use. You have sticky notes. As we go on, you'll see what I'm talking about. So everyone can put in their comments. You can even time it, drag and drop, and then we revisit it. And then kind of like bring the ideas together. So in this case, we're going to be using Miro for a team charter. So I've talked to us about, the fact that there is a free and paid version, and I'm using the free version just now. So once you've created your account, this is the, would I say, landing page? This is what you would see, so you can see that there are a number of different templates. So you've got the mind map, the flow charts, user story map frame. You've got quite a few. In fact, if you were to click on here, you would see different sorts of maps. So this one is for like a retrospective. I believe you haven't done a retrospective session yet because you wouldn't have completed a sprint at the moment. But yeah, that would come in handy if you wanted to use Miro for it. So there are all sorts of, those are your icebreakers, your planning. I'm assuming you can still see what I've clicked on, isn't it? Can I get confirmation that you can see meetings and workshops and all that? Wumi, are you there? Can anybody just unmute and confirm that you can see what I'm, scrolling through? So at the moment,
yes, we can.
Yeah, agile workflows and all that. Okay, cool. Right. So it's just showing you. I'm just showing all the different things you can. Well, the different templates that are available. So if you wanted, you could come here and search for a template. So in this case, like you can see, my recent searches are put team charter, right? And then you see different templates that you can use. Another way to go about this is to if you come to this bit, if you look at the extreme right of this, it says Miroverse. So Miroverse is just like a community. So you can get templates that have been created by members of the community. So it's just like, why must I start from scratch? If somebody else has done the work, like someone has helped me to structure it, why don't I just, build on their own concept, improve on it or tweak it to suit what I want to. If we were to come here and type team charter, you probably see, different team charters. So for today, I actually used this one, the Daniela Felser. Yeah, that was the one I used. So I'm not going to click on it because with the free version, you have the opportunity of creating like 3 free templates, and I have maxed my own. So let's go back to our homepage. So if we were to come back here, so those are the boards. So if you look at under this boards in this team, you can see what I've kind of like created or worked on. You can see the project charter template. So that was another template, another layout. And then there's this team charter one by Daniela Felser. Yeah, that's another one. This was a brainstorming one. So anything that you click on, obviously, is going to show you a history, of the things that it will store it and, like under boards in this team. So let's assume that you've gone in and clicked. I mean, again, feel free to play with this thing, but if I were to remind you how I got here, you can come here, and if you were to set bots, it's only the bots that have been created that will come up. But if you come here and click on show all, please remember, because you're going to be, trying this out yourself. So if you click on show all, you get the templates, it will pop up, and then you can search by category, or if you are quite sure what you're looking for, you can just go straight in this case, team charter, and then there you go, you've got your team. You can click on that one, you can just explore. So you either do that, or you come to the Miroverse, and then if you click on team charter here, the same thing will happen. It's going to give you, okay, I'm just going to do that afresh. Yeah, so it's going to give you a number of different team charters created by different people. Remember, again, I said in Miroverse, you can find templates that have been created by a member of the community. So if you wanted to build on an existing template, you can come in here and pick any of that and work on it. So I'm just going to go back again to the ones I've already opened. So for example, if you were going to be using this one, so I've clicked on that. Or before you even start, right? Before you even start, there's an important feature that I must let you know. So again, remember that we said it's a facilitating platform, right? Or a collaborative platform, meaning that you have to bring people together to use it. So you see this sign up here, invite members. So let's assume it's the Scrum Master. So like Moji said, anybody can facilitate this session, right? And even if a Scrum Master were to be facilitating the session, everyone has to take ownership of the process. So it's really important that everyone pays attention to this, because guess what? You might be in a team at work and your Scrum Master is not there, the BA is not there, yeah, and the responsibility will just naturally fall on any member of the team. Again, a reminder that when you're working in agile teams, you have to be fluid in your roles, in the sense that when the occasion warrants it, you're able to rise to the challenge, and fill in for any team member. So you have to really be aware of what's happening. You have to also be aware of the different ways you can facilitate sessions. A good example, I'm having to play the role of a Scrum Master just now / delivery manager, because our delivery manager has been off for 2 weeks. So I'm kind of doing the sprint planning in addition to the other Scrum ceremonies that I might facilitate as a business analyst. So just something to be mindful of. Don't only focus on your area of specialty, say, oh, I'm a developer or I'm a software tester, and that's what I'm going to do, because the occasion might warrant you stepping up to that role. So if you were to click on invite members, you see the option to put in the email addresses of the members of your team, and you send the invitations. You can either do that, or you copy this link, the link of the board, and then you send it maybe to your team, like on your platform. So for example, if you're on Slack or Telegram, as the case may be, or Teams, you copy this and put it on that platform and to invite it. So anybody that was to click on it, they would have access to the board. At the same time, I think you're able to modify their permissions. Okay, you might not see this here. It presents itself in different ways. So I think if we were to click on this one, let's see. So that's it loading. Try and take it to. All right, yeah, there you go. Okay, so you can see the top of you see this, all the icons here, right? They all mean different things. So remember I said that there's a timer function. So for example, if you were working on something, say you wanted people to brainstorm and put ideas, you could time it if you wanted. So this is what I wanted to share with you. So this share, right? Share, under share. Yeah, so under share, if you wanted to invite people to the board, you click on share, and then you can also give them the relevant access. So if they can view or just comment. So in some cases, if you really don't want their participation, maybe it's just to view. But in this case, we want people to be able to edit, you know, so you can adjust it as you want. So that's it. And then you can then send on your team invite, right? So that's about getting people on the board. Okay, so in terms of the actual board itself, like working with the board, hold on. I think it's a bit funny just now. So that's just an example of how, yeah. So this is an example, really. I would go on to show you how you can drag and drop. So for example, you know how Moji talked about the different elements or the different headings or items that can be on your team charter. So you've got your mission and vision statement, your project objectives, roles and responsibilities, and things like that. So you can come in here, and so for example, this purpose, you can come in here, edit it, and say mission and vision, you know, statement. So you can change that. Let's see. If I wanted to change that, I would just over type on it. So mission / vision statement, for example. I don't even think mission statements is a good example, because that one it's wordy. Although if you wanted to get different bits of the statement, you can use this as well. So what you do is, so we've done that, we've changed that, right? So you can get people to drag. Can you look and see to the left of this? So there are some icons on this side bar. You can see the select templates, and this is for text, and this is for sticky notes. I'm going to stop here. So the text or sticky notes, meaning that if you wanted to type over something, you can click on text and then you can. So let me show you. You were to click on text and do that. You see, so you can drag it. You can increase the hold on. Take that off. So you can drag that here, for example, and increase it. There we go. So if you wanted to type here, you just increase the font and then you go inside and say, maybe to be, I don't know, wherever you wanted to type, to be the, maybe the best in the industry, for example. Industry, and then you move it to the relevant bit. So, so this one, you would then move it that way. So you can enlarge this bit as much as you want, right? So that you can put in as many points that you want on there. You will need a bit of tweaking and playing around with and yeah, patience. And take that one up as well. So it's just the usual fiddly bits, like where you play around with it and put in what you want. But essentially, so let's assume this was our mission and vision statement. So one person has put this as their comments, as something to be included in the mission and vision statement. If you wanted to do a sticky note, you will do that and then put it on here. So in the same way, you would change this, you could increase it and then type in. So I don't know, say, so you can make it bigger and then type in. So you want to make your font small actually, so you can go in. So you can reduce your font so you can fit in well. Okay, so so for example, let's say to increase profits. I'm just making stuff up, right? Just to show you how you can use. So you can put that in. So I've shown you two ways. You can use the sticky notes, or you can use text. So the important thing really for this is that you identify the different elements that are going into your team charter, and then you type in it. So this one is a project charter template. So I think the main ask for you guys this evening will be to go into Miro, look for a team charter, a template that you would like to use, tweak it to suit. So for example, you have purpose here, you have scope. So some things are already here that you can borrow from. There are some things that you don't really need. So for example, this purpose, I could change it to mission vision statement, or yeah, something like that. And this one already has the sticky notes, on here, so you can write. So if you wanted to add more sticky notes, you can drag them and drop and put all that. You have scope, you can add that on. I think scope is one of the ones that you want as well. Users, I could change user. Okay, team, like you want to put the team members. For this one, you could even delete the sticky notes and put it in text so that you can just put the names. It's up to you. But the important thing is that everyone gets to contribute. So everyone can go in because you've received your invite. You go in, you drag and drop. Okay. And then if you're timing it, for example, if you time it, so I could say for more button. So if I wanted to time it and I'm just dealing with the mission and vision statement. Maybe I say 5 minutes is enough for us to come up with the mission and vision statement. I can time it, start the clock and stop. And when it's done, everybody knows that you can come back, because you know how when you're having meetings with a number of people, sometimes things can just, spiral out of control. So you want to, be able to manage your time. So you would have time boxed the, the whole workshop or the process really. So you can come in here, put in your the different elements that will make up your mission statement. People can suggest, drag and drop, and then you can come back and review the comments or the suggestions that people have put up and see, okay, somebody said to be the best in the industry, and somebody said maybe to eliminate our competitors. So I mean, if you were to put, you could find the similarities. So those kind of like tie closely together. You might want to say, okay, these two mean the same thing. And that's just one statement, that's one statement that will form part of our mission and vision statement. You can come under team, and that one will be quite straightforward. Everybody puts down your own name and we just drag and drop here. You can come to like the roles and responsibilities. So under roles and responsibilities, for example, if I were to change this one to roles and responsibilities, so you can start with maybe like the BAs, or like the Scrum Master. What is the role of the Scrum Master? What are their responsibilities in this team? So the important thing is that you're trying to form a document that everybody agrees with. And you know how important it is to get people to agree or to buy into an idea. The best thing is usually to get them to collaborate or to get their ideas on board. So that's the whole point of, the team charter. So regardless of whatever whiteboard you're using, the whole point is trying to get people into one space, getting all their ideas, because everybody's idea is important, considering it, doing away with the ones that are not relevant, and then adopting the ones that are relevant, then putting everything in a document. Remember that Moji said that it is a working document, right? So it's not a one and done thing. When you finish it, you can save it on Miro, or if you use Azure DevOps, you can go and put the document in the wiki. So you can use snipping tools to snip it from here and save it on there. Or you can go back and write a report of everything that you have done, because the main idea itself, you have to remember that it is a facilitating tool, right? So it's not an end in itself, it's a facilitating tool. So you can save your work on here, because whatever you put here will be saved and everyone has access to it. So you can go back and, revisit it, improve on it, and see if there are things that are out of date, So it's a living, working document, right? But you can save that on this can inform your reports on Wiki. You can save it as a file on Teams, and if you use Jira, you can put it on your Confluence page. So that is the general gist of Miro. Like I said, it was just a quick overview of how you can use it, what's available. So you see here, you can put your project name, whatever it is there. You can if you don't want any of this, you can easily go in, edit them, or delete them. So this is just one example. There are different templates that you can use. So I'm going to stop here because I'm mindful that you've got is it 50 minutes or so to go and get your hands dirty. Just play around with it and come up with something. Right. I think